Yeah.
Would be a good idea.
Absolutely. I think that's what I'll get for the trail this time. I really like finding a nice stream. Oh look, snow plants. This one's been munched a little bit by something. I thought they were floating. Well, maybe they are. Look around for a little skeleton.
Another one.
Yeah.
I expected them to be out.
Earlier because of the hot weather.
Yeah, I thought they'd be growing bigger.
Okay, first of all, we're way the heck down this trail, and there's this big old sawed log that cut across the trail and was apparently cut to make it passable again. So somebody had to come down here, and it was obviously a long time ago by the weathering, but somebody had to come down here and saw through this thing. Now, is that machine cut? Looks like it. Yeah. Then the other interesting thing is with all the dead trees around here, here's another one laying down, probably maybe even part of this one that was up here, and it is just huge.
Yeah, that's that from that one right there.
Totally split, and also you can see there are also cut marks on the bottom. It's been sawed off. So that was quite a while ago, 100 years maybe more. Okay, once again, Teresa.
What?
The riparian forest. Teresa says this is what she calls a riparian forest, which has mixed plants, like a lot of oak, a lot of scrub, a lot of coniferous trees. And that's because we've come down significantly in elevation. So here we are at the, what's the name of the hot springs?
This isn't the hot springs.
I mean the spring, right.
This is Mesa Springs.
Mesa Springs Campground. And
because we're on the edge of the mesa.
And there's some springs here. And one of the reasons that it's so nice is because there is water in the middle of this dry land. Now, there's the table.
So hugely dry.
And there's the little camp area. And there's one other camp area that doesn't have the rocks for the fire pit, doesn't have the places to sit, but it does have a little iron thing, and that's, as far as I can tell, the extent of the campsite.
Of course, we haven't explored.
That's true. We have not explored. And up here, visible up at the top, are supposedly Indian hieroglyphics on those rocks. But since we came out here with just a thermos of coffee, and with one soda each, and it's a 4.5 mile hike in, which we hadn't intended to do, and now it's all uphill and 4.5 miles back, and all we've got is beef jerky, almonds,
That's it.
and those 2 drinks left because the coffee's all gone. We're going to have to fill up with the contaminated water at the barrel that they have loading, the wooden barrel up at the spring, and push this thing down under the water and then open it up to get water in there because there's all kinds of bugs and debris floating on the top. And we're probably going to have to drink that on the way back and then suffer next week the consequences of giardia. But we did make it, and as of this recording, we're actually feeling quite pleased with ourselves, but later we're going to regret this.
On a positive note, on Wednesday I get
Vested.
invested at where I work, so
Yes, medical insurance.
to cover the
Right,
problems.
the treatment of this giardia that we're about to, of which we are about to partake.
Yes.
Thank you for this giardia of which we are about to partake. Amen. That's it. Well, I'm going to check out this thing that looks like it might be under that tree, which we saw from about twice this distance away. Teresa's over in this forest. Oh, we're breaking the law of hiking. We're separating in the middle of this wilderness with wind, so you can't hear what I'm saying. Okay, it's a trough, a watering trough. So clearly this area was used for cattle. We did see a couple of cattle gates, and in fact, up by the spring itself, there is a a cattle gate made out of the pipe that used to run down to this watering trough from the hot spring. There's a little bit of the pipe inside, you can see it, from not a hot spring, but the spring. And there were pipes that went all the way down here. You can see right there at the edge, there's a, maybe you can't, let me get a little closer, there you go. And that pipe ran all the way up there to the other side of that little forested area just before the hill, and that's where the springs are. So I'm gonna hike up. I don't think there were any pipes that came out of this thing. I think this was the lower cattle grazing area, and that's how the pipe led into it. See there? Okay. A little boat now in case of a flood. Alright, back up the hill. Okay, here we are at the fire pit. We just got back from going down to that water trough that I just told you about. And now as we look up here, there's a outcropping right up there. I'll see if I can zoom into it. Right, an outcropping where the hieroglyphs might be. So even though I don't want to climb that great big hill in the distance, way up there, which is quite a distance farther away, maybe half a mile, this one looks like it's only about a quarter of a mile or less. So I'm going to head out there and report to Teresa if there's anything worth coming up to see. Okay, here's the spring, the actual natural part of it, as opposed to the part that went into that crappy barrel, but it's not deep enough to get any water out of. But there is the spring indeed, and once again, that's my destination, through there. Okay, you gotta watch out for the yucca and look out for the potential rattlesnakes in these rocks. There are a lot of rattlesnakes around here, but there's our destination, just across this gorge. See if I can find the famed Indian hieroglyphs. There seems to be something of a trail here. I don't know if you can pick it out. Maybe it's more of a animal track, but it's certainly free of brush and leads in the right direction. Having stumbled down this hill and through the gully and back up this side, I'm now at the foothills, or base of the rocks, in this little section. And I'm going to climb up there, ever wary for snakes, and see if I can locate some hieroglyphs. No way through here. Oh, there's a way. Alright. I don't encounter any snakes. It's smooth sailing from here. That's where I came from. That's where we hiked from, on the other side of those mountains. And as you can see, the view is pretty spectacular. I'm almost at the top, but I wanted to show you something really interesting. Way up here, in the middle of all this dry stuff, lo and behold, a little friendly color. Isn't that cool? Okay, here we go. Here's snake, 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 snake. Well, here I am, kind of at the top of this little area. There's a... Oh, I see a spring.